Hi, this is Derek Murphy. In my private group, Guerrilla Publishing, some people have been asking me, how does this coronavirus thing influence book marketing, or what should authors be doing to sell books during this crisis? And the first time someone asked this question, I kind of blew it off, but that's because I had already seen some people try to capitalize on this very stressful situation, which I think can backfire. So I'm going to talk about what's actually happening in the book industry, why it's important for authors, but also how this might affect book sales. So like I said before, what seems to be happening right now, everybody's really upset. People don't really know what this is or how much it's going to spread. It's had dramatic impact on a societal level. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what Amazon particularly is doing. But it's also had an impact on, how people are feeling. But people don't really know what it is yet or how long it's going to last. So it's a little bit too early to make marketing plans around this agenda. And what I've seen some people do, like people are either freaking out on Facebook or they're posting funny memes, kind of making fun of everything, and a little bit of both. Whether or not you believe, this is the crisis the media is making it out to be, or how much you personally are in danger, there are actual people who are dying from this in a lot of countries. So to put your book up and try to connect it with the current event that's unfolding, something like, for example, two examples, people who have post-apocalyptic or plague books, and people saying like, look, I have a plague book, it's on sale because there's a plague right now. That can be pretty insensitive. I've also seen, I'm in a discussion just with book designers, and on the one hand, there are book designers who are making pre-made covers that feature, someone with a mask on or a plague apocalypse, that kind of story, because it's relevant right now. And the discussion we had was, is it in poor taste to offer these kind of book covers when people are suffering from this crisis? And is it worth alienating people because you seem to be making light of the situation or profiting from the situation by offering those kind of goods to your audience? So cover designers are making pre-mades. Some authors are deliberately writing plague type books, or like outbreak, contagion, virus type books. I think that can be in poor taste. On the other hand, it is true that people, like, this is a hot topic in everybody's mind right now. There are some readers who might want to read these kind of books. I've seen some people on Facebook saying like, I'm looking for this kind of book. Not only as a distraction, but also potentially as an early warning. You might have seen like Contagion, I think it's 2012 movie or earlier, that's ranking really well on Netflix because people are watching these type of movies because that particular movie was actually made, they did a lot of research for that movie. So the director of the movie, I think, made sure that it was kind of like, it was educational. People could watch that movie and learn, like, if things got really bad, this is how it would unfold, this is how it would happen. So you could watch that movie and actually learn how to properly respond or prepare for this kind of outbreak. And there are other books that are similar to that, where reading it might be a little bit of an escape, but it might also actually help you kind of get your head around, how bad it could be and how you could respond if things do get worse. And from a business perspective, personally with my brand, my first reaction was, don't try to capitalize off the outbreak, just be quiet. I haven't sent an email in a few months. I'm basically in Taiwan where it's pretty safe, but we just had a case down the street in Tainan. So it's also here. Tainan has done a good job of containing it, but we also don't know, what's going to happen in the next few weeks. So we're trying to stay safe and stay indoors. I've seen a lot of people give away courses or have discounts, or like, now is the time to learn to improve your business or whatever. And on the one hand, I think that can kind of be in poor taste. On the other hand, it is true that people have more time. People are staying home. They've got tons of free time, or even if they're just anxious, they just need something to do. So if you have a book or a course, it's not the worst time to market it because people are looking to fill their time with something perhaps meaningful. Maybe they see this, maybe they're on break from work, maybe they need to make money quickly, maybe it's they want to finish their book or whatever. It can make sense to offer them value that is necessary right now. There's nothing wrong with meeting the demand. So if people are looking for something and you help them by providing value and helping them solve the problems, there's nothing wrong with charging for that. Although what I prefer is I've seen a lot of people giving away free content. A lot of really famous authors are giving away free content. Amazon just announced they're giving away 2 months of Kindle Unlimited, which is pretty cool. On the Amazon side, since I brought it back up, they are also shutting down their warehouses to new imports or not allowing new products into their warehouses. And they say that print books will be delayed. Even with their in-house print-on-demand stuff, they're having, staffing problems. This is going to affect a lot of people in a lot of different ways. Print books probably won't make it out as quickly as they usually do, but it should be a good time for ebooks, especially if you're in Kindle Unlimited, because a lot of people will be looking for more content. They'll be consuming content more regularly. If you have books in Kindle Unlimited, you might see a page spike. On the other hand, there's a lot more content. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean it's easier. I think people who are already selling well might see an uptick. Just because you have your books out there doesn't necessarily mean you're going to sell more books. So there might be the impulse to try to tie in your book promotion with the COVID-19 or the coronavirus. And that's something I think you need to be very careful about, because you don't want to play it off or make a light of the situation. You've probably seen in the news people who are like buying up toilet paper and selling it out of their car, or the guy who bought like 17,000 bottles of hand sanitizer and then eBay shut him down so he couldn't sell it. Those are instances where people have tried to use the event as a way to make money, as a way to profit off basically the suffering, the sickness of other people, the anxiety of other people, and that can really backfire because they're getting shared online with their picture. It can be really devastating to have, like, you don't want to be in that position. You don't want to be the author who does it wrong and gets trashed online because people think you are trying to profit from the situation. I have seen some authors give away a lot of their content as free books, as like quarantine reading. I've seen some authors say that they will gift a book directly, like they will pay to send the book to anybody's email list, anybody who doesn't have money, who just wants, good books to read. I think that's probably a step in the right direction. I've seen some authors team up and offer, big packages of free books to their audience. I would say if you're going to try to do any promotion at all right now, it makes sense to have a vulnerable personal story or shared. This is a good time for empathizing with your audience, for understanding the anxiety that they're going through, not only culturally and financially, but also health-wise. This could be, in 2 months, we don't really know where we're going to be. I would really focus on finishing your book, revising your platform, fixing up your website, sending out meaningful updates to your list, but not necessarily trying to market or sell your books. Even on my end, I haven't really done anything with the nonfiction stuff. I'm going to be trying to revise my nonfiction books and maybe announce them to my audience, probably make them free as a way of if you're stuck at home, this is a good time to write your book. But I probably won't be marketing any of my courses or anything like that. If I do anything, I would probably give away a course for free or something to my audience. It's a good time to give back. It's a good time to make people feel that you value them and that you're not just trying to make money. On the other hand, like I said earlier, there's not necessarily anything wrong with charging for the service or the value that you provide. If you want to have a discount or a deal for services, if you want to have a discounted bundle or offer, I think that can make sense. I just think you need to be really careful about the message your brand is sending right now, because people are already kind of on the lookout for someone to be angry at, and you don't want to be that person. Hope that helps. That's my thoughts. I'm not a health expert, but that's kind of what's going on. Bye-bye.